How you doing, everybody? Just about to get started here. We're going to be doing an update of this video here that I did last year. And basically what we're going to do now is we're going to SEO the hell out of this guy's website. Thanks to tonyshealth.com for letting us use his site. As you can see, there's not a whole lot in the back end anyway. Optimization going on. There's no descriptions and there's no nothing. So he gave me a bare bones site, which is great. But before I get started, what I need whoever's going to do this to do is I'm going to give you a list here, because this is what you're going to need to do. You're going to need to have your site open with in your dashboard. So that's the first thing. The next thing you're going to do is, while you're looking at the home page, right click anywhere in the page and then view the page source. And try and open it. Use Chrome so that we can all use tabs. You can see them all open here. So we're going to go to the home page and log in to your website, and then you're going to right click it and you're going to view the source so you can see the source code. Then what you're going to do is you're going to log into the cPanel or your hosting control panel, because we're going to need access to that as well. Then we're going to log into Google Webmaster Tools. Now it's easy to get there. You'll already have an account set up. Just go to Google and then type in Webmaster Tools, and it should be right on top there. And if you're already logged in, it will take you here. And if you don't have anything in here already, it'll just say add your first site. So you're going to go ahead and click that. But not yet, because we're just getting tabs open right now. There's a whole lot of things that we're going to do, and a whole bunch of stuff we're going to cover. So we'll just get all the tabs open. The other thing you're going to need is the Bing Webmaster Tools. In the same sense, you can just go into Google or just type in your address bar, Bing Webmaster Tools, something like that. Spelled it wrong, but you get what I mean. And of course, sign in. I'm already signed in. And again, it'll ask you if you want to submit a site. So we're logged into the website, we're logged into a cPanel, we're logged into the Google Webmaster Tools, we're logged into the Bing Webmaster Tools. I'll give you another site to go here. It's our own, scan.purpleturtle.pro, and the SEOworkers.com. Grab that and put that in there. So you're going to want all these tabs open. Flip this up to the top. I was actually just looking at it. The last thing you're going to want is to open up character count. I usually just Google character count. And I usually just take the first one that's on top here. It happens to be this one. And the reason why we're going to do that is because when we make our title for our website, we want it to be exactly 70 characters or less. And if you have less, if you have one or two less, it's great, because we're going to hashtag. You can see I've already got the Shackley here. And I'm going to actually hashtag this keyword and this keyword. Update that, and we now have 70. So get this as close to 70 as you can. Hashtag if you need to get there. Otherwise, maybe try and reword it. Now, the way this is going to go is this is going to be the primary. So whatever your keyword, your big keyword is, I'll get into the tips here about not diluting the keywords and aiming for the top. That's my two best pieces of advice. So whatever the first two words are in this is going to be his primary keyword. So in this case, it's going to be Tony's Health. And the 3 set keyword is going to be Tony's Health Blog. Now, hopefully what that's going to do is it's also going to tie in Health Blog. It's also going to tie in Shackley News, and it's also going to tie in Shackley Supplements and Shackley Vitamins, etc., etc. So we have a whole bunch of keywords going on in here. But as I said a minute ago, we will cover, try not to dilute the keywords that are going to the home page, especially if you're going to try and rank organically in the long term. You're going to have a lot easier time if you're just trying to aim for one specific niche and not diluting it between other services. For example, I have a web design company, but I also have a hosting company and an SEO company. So I try not to put them all into one place so that the website design does not dilute into the hosting and SEO sections of that website. So anyway, so that's basically all the tools you're going to need. Your website, you want to view the source, your cPanel, your Webmaster Tools, your Bing Webmaster Tools, the site scanner. I use this one because it's nice and easy to understand, and the SEO Workers because it gives a little bit more detail and specific stuff, and of course the character count. So while you're doing that, if you haven't done it yet, I'm just going to pause this video, literally speaking, so I can go get myself a coffee, and I'll carry on in a minute. You're going to go get those things open. Hang on. Okay, so that covers that. Now we know what we're going to need, and we hopefully will have them all open. Okay, now we'll get into the before we even start, I wanted to just kind of cover a few tips that I have. The first one is, of course, don't dilute the keywords. Talked about that a minute ago, about trying to put too many keywords onto one page. So this particular website has a bunch of blog posts on the homepage, and a lot of news sites will do that. So you got to be careful what you're going to put into the description and the title, because you don't want whatever's in here taking away from that. Okay, so I can see by the first word, Shackley, is in all of these posts. So I'm pretty sure that we're not going to have a problem diluting Shackley. But health blog may not be the best one to point to this, because we don't have a whole lot of times it's going to say health blog on it, or health website, or something like that. So maybe that's something Tony and I can talk about that a little later once we figure out what our targeting is. You're going to have an easier time doing it, because like I said, the next tip is aim for the top. And basically what that means is, if you sell furniture, or if you sell anything, don't try and get the long tails off the top. And by long tail, I mean a search phrase. So one keyword would be like you know, your action location. That's usually how it goes. So it goes keyword, location. Okay, and then what they'll say is, you know, aim for somewhat that won't be as hard to get to. So sure, you leave those two there because those are your primary, right? And then you can put sales and service, right? So you still have your primaries right up at the top, and we're not diluting the effort to get to those two primaries eventually. And of course, we have our long tail inherent with it, so that's what I mean by don't dilute the keywords and aim for the top. So aim for the top by putting your first two keywords at the very front. Now, when you do your description, I actually have this description from my old one. I'm actually going to delete that. And the reason being is because what I'm going to do to get a description is I'm going to just have a look at the page, and I'm going to say, okay, Shackley distributor, Shackley lean and healthy, Shackley 180. Now I'm going to see across the top of these, he does have a place to purchase. It's probably social stuff just by looking topically. I haven't gone into it yet about what they are. So I'm going to go into the about section. I'm probably just going to pilfer some of this. So I'll just grab this. Not necessarily because, oh, there we go, Shackley, I believe. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to grab that whole thing and bring it down here. I'm just going to paste the whole thing in there. Okay, so now I got a bit of a description that's probably along his lines, not necessarily along what I need it to be. Okay, so that's the second tip, and keep your expectations realistic, of course, because you're not going to rank for the primaries within a couple of days. It's going to take months, so be prepared and have a realistic expectation about it. Okay, the next one is brand your site and your name of your company, of course. So in the case of Tony's Health, I think it's actually going to be pretty easy to brand tonyshealth.com, in the sense that if I put it out there, and by out there I mean into social media, into places where I can gain reputation by answering questions, by seeing what other people are after, etc., etc. If I can gain reputation as a brand, then I can get people searching my brand. That way I don't have to try and compete with all these narrow keywords and various derivatives thereof. So my advice is to try and brand it by using that instead of your keywords in particular. Okay, and by that you encourage sharing. Now the last thing I'm going to say as a tip is you get the emails whenever you can. We're actually going to use a plugin for that, the email newsletter plugin. It's a pretty straightforward setup, and I'm going to show you where to put that on your site and the easiest way to do that. Okay, so actually speaking of, we should probably get into the WordPress plugins because I know he doesn't have any on here. The first one that I'm going to install onto his site is WordPress SEO by Yoast, same one that I used before. I'm going to click on here, I'm going to go into the dashboard, and I'm going to click on Add New, and I'm going to type in WordPress SEO. As you can see, it's right there. Click on the top, Install Now. Okay, I'm going to activate this, and I'm not going to allow tracking. Now I'm going to do this one at a time as I go through, and I'll probably take a break in between. So after you've installed the first one, set the first one up. Okay, so I'm going to go into here and I'm going to click on the dashboard first, because it's going to ask me some questions. Okay. So it gives you some stuff here about how you can add your Webmaster Tools tag in and whatnot, and whether or not you want to subscribe to this. I just close that, and I don't allow tracking of this word thing. Did that in the beginning, that thing that I said no to, and I'm going to uncheck that. So I'm not going to disable the advanced part of anything. I want everything all available. Now this right here, you don't necessarily have to worry about right now. Even though we have Google Webmaster Tools and Bing Webmaster Tools in it, we're not going to use tags. We're going to use a file upload. So that's all you got to do right now, and just hit save. I'm going to go down after that save to the titles and metas, and I'm going to check the force rewrite. I'm not going to check. I'm going to check this. I'm going to check that. I'm going to check that. I don't want to hide any links. I do want to hide the header, manifest header, and I think that's it. So I just want to check this middle one. A lot's changed in the last little while, so we got to be kind of careful about how we're using these plugins and whether or not we just want to shut things down. And short links are something that you don't necessarily want to shut down because it's another access point. And that's basically all it is. And of course, we don't want to hide the RSS because we're going to hopefully later be able to aggregate to other places that are going to start embedding our content into their website. Happens all the time, and I recommend that you let them kind of do it, because for the most part they don't leave the links live. So what you end up getting is thousands of citations specifically pointed to posts and pages on your website if you're an active blogger and you're doing things as far as posting just whatever. So anyway, check that. Don't worry about that. We're going to check these three and just this one. We're going to hit save. Now I'm going to go back to the home here, and I can see that it's a template style. It may have a link right here that says edit this. It's right on the home page itself, because this particular website doesn't have a home page. This is just a blog, right? So it's just posting the blogs. But if you've put it in your settings to have a specific page as your home page, you get that in the settings, and then it'll be in, I think it's in reading. Let me just double check this. In the reading area, yeah. So you can assign a static page to your home page. He's only got it here on his latest posts. If you do have it assigned to a static page, excuse me, go back to here, it'll have a link here, and then your blogs page will have a link here. So you actually have to go to the page itself and edit it there. Now, as far as the rest of this stuff goes, the homepage keywords template right here. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use his keywords that I have here. I'm just going to grab this and I'm going to paste it into here. And I just wanted to put Tony's. Try not to put any special characters. Don't use any and, for example. Right? Don't use that, especially in keywords. I'm just going to take this out. Okay, so I've got 4 keywords here, and that's it. That's fine. Now I don't have to save. I'm not going to lose anything because these are linked tabs, so I don't have to save yet. But what I am going to do is I'm going to see how this goes. This percentage sign, percentage sign. I'm going to copy that and I'm going to paste it into there. So it says site name in the meta description here, and then I'm going to put in excerpt. Now, if you notice in the other video, they have a thing here that gives you the list. But I guess somebody saw my keyword, my video, and they took it out. So why did they do that? I have no idea. Anyway, after that one little bit, I'm going to hit save. Now I'm going to go to the home page on the view source. I'm going to refresh this to make sure that that description is going to get pulled. So I don't see a description here. Let me just find descript. Site description, my Sakely 180 story. Okay, so the description is not being printed with that excerpt. Okay, so that's fine. I'll grab the one that I made up, which is fine. I didn't make it up. Tony made it up. Okay, now I'm going to save that. I'm going to go back to my view source, and I'm going to refresh this, and I'm going to make sure there it is. Okay, so remember what I said about the very first 2 words, right? So Tony's health, my Shakely, that's still not being printed, even though I selected force rewrite, and I put, oh, I didn't put it in there. Okay, so how about I do this? I'm going to grab that, paste it in there, save that, refresh this. Okay, now we're in business. So remember what I was saying about the health blog, right? Health blog, health news, whatever the case may be, I didn't put it in this description. So let me just kind of go back there into that home description, and I'm going to put in Tony's health blog at the beginning of it. Now this description is going to be excessive. There's a whole lot of words here. I'm pretty sure that the character count for a description is supposed to be something like 150 or something. Hang on, if I can actually get the number from here. So your description doesn't even say. Maybe it's on mine. Yeah. I think it's about 150 or something like that. It's really not that large at all. Maybe I'll have SEO scanner thing here, redo it. Grab that, head over to SEO workers, paste it in there, number 2, number 3. Now you can see, you can tell already, probably if you watch the other video, that a whole lot has changed because we're going to be incorporating rich snippets or customer reviews, one or the other. Don't use them both. We're going to tackle some spam, a lot of common spam methods. We're going to tackle some redirection, no following links, friendly images. I'm actually going to download, compress, and re-upload images. So like I said, it's going to be a pretty thorough video. I'm going to make sure that that I really do cover it all this time, because I know I left a lot of stuff out on the last video. So okay, this has been redone. Okay, so now here we go. 277, which is too long. I know it's too long. Doesn't say how many is right. It's long, but we're not going to tell you how many is the right length. I'm pretty sure, like I said, it's like 150 or something like that. So, you know, I mean, try and write your description. It should actually probably be like, yeah, I don't even know. I wouldn't even know where to stop this. I'll cut it out there. So again, that's probably about right. You know, a sentence, maybe a sentence and a half. Consider what it's going to look like in the snippet of Google, right? So, after this thing saves, I don't know why this is taking so long. Okay. So after it's done, I guess that excerpt isn't shown like that anymore. I'm going to actually just grab this title with the percentage signs. I'm going to paste it into there. And I'm just going to try one more time. Excerpt. I think maybe I'm spelling this wrong. Just double check I'm not spelling it wrong. Excerpt? No, that's how you spell it. Okay, let's try and save that and see if I can see what a post looks like. See if I can get a description to print out of the post. Page source. No description is getting printed. Oh yeah. Well, it's in the OG description, which isn't as bad. It's actually kind of too bad that they took that out. Maybe we can talk to the good people at Yoast and have them get that back in there. It's probably in there for paid people or something like that. You know how people want to monetize everything. So let's just leave that blank for now, because I know that the OG description, it'll pull the OG description, because when we set it up, go back to here, when we set it up in here with the general settings, where is it here? We're telling it not to index the DMOS, and we're telling it not to index the Yahoo directory for the snippets, right? But I'm not telling it not to use the OG. So it'll pull the OG anyway. Okay, but anyway, I just wanted to know that. I was kind of curious how that was progressing anyway. Okay, so as far as the post types go, there's really nothing anymore you got to do in here. I don't really want to no index follow anything anymore. I used to tell you to do it to the media, but at the same time, media is actually getting a lot of traction with Facebook and Twitter and stuff. And if you don't let the search engines index it, then it won't show up when they do an image search. Like you just go to Google. I totally spelled that wrong. Click on the images, and a lot of people are searching through the images these days, because it's really, I mean, you got 10 on a page. This way I can just infinitely scroll until I find something that looks like what I want. For example, if I was looking for like a 2002 motorcycle, motorcycle. My spelling's terrible today. Or maybe even better, Honda. 2002 Honda. Because you don't know the name of the car or the bike, right? So you can just go, oh, that's the car. That's the one that I was talking about. You know, so image search is actually becoming very, very one of the most used things on the net today. A lot of people, like I said, they don't tell people that because they make money when you don't know, right? How else? Google's not going to make any money off of image. Not yet, anyway. Then figure out a way to monetize that. Anyway, okay, so we're going to leave all the rest of that, and we're going to allow everything to get indexed. Same with the any formats will actually already have that check on it, so that's it. Okay, we're going to leave it there. The next one's going to be social. Now I don't have any of the social information for Tony's Health, but what I am going to do is I am going to put in his front page settings and his default settings. And the way I'm going to do that is the same way I did before, and that is grab images off his home page, unless this is text. Okay, and if it's text, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to Command-Shift-R or Command-Shift-4 on my Mac. Now if you're on a PC, it's going to be a little more difficult for you. You're going to actually have to print screen and then open your Paint and then paste it in, so that you do that using Control-V. So I'll say that again. If you're on a PC, open up your website, hit print screen, very top right hand corner of your keyboard, hit print screen, and then go down into your start menu, click the start button. I just type in Paint, P-A-I-N-T, click on Paint, and then Command or Control-V, and that'll paste your screenshot into. And what you're going to do is now with a Mac, like I said, if you Command-Shift-4, I can actually get this little cursor thing, and I can actually just grab his, like that, grab his logo. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the media library. I'm going to add new. I'm going to actually open that in a new tab so I don't lose this window. And I'm going to upload that screenshot into his media library. And you're going to do the same thing with Paint. You're going to paste it in there, but then you're going to have to crop out that little area of his logo and then crop. I'm actually going to rename this, and you should probably do the same thing, to something like his primary, which would probably be like Health Blog, right? And I'm going to go into his media section, and I'm going to upload that into his media section. That's assuming that you don't have a logo on your website. So if you have a logo on your website, great, just grab the URL and paste it in there. Otherwise, you got to upload it to the media library, click on the image once it's uploaded, so you get the URL right here. I'm going to copy that. Now I'm going to head back over to where my social settings are, and where it says image URL, there's two of them, right? So I'm going to paste it in here, and I'm going to paste it in here. Okay. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to grab his title, the one that we made over here, and I'm going to paste his title into here as the description. And I'm going to save that. Now, if you have a Facebook page URL, obviously you're going to paste it in there. Then you're going to go over to Twitter, and you're going to add a Twitter card, and you're going to paste your username in here. Then you're going to go over to Google, and you're going to show the, oh, that's me, that's probably not me, they should probably use him. Author for the homepage would be you, right? And then use your Google Publisher page and just paste the whole URL in here. You see what I mean? Like I just paste the whole URL up until the slash. Don't put anything past the slash, because usually what happens is you'll see the number, and then you'll see the number again, and then another slash, and then posts. So just anything up to that first slash, and then you can paste that in there. Now, I don't have his, so I'm not going to do that. And I don't have his Twitter, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to move on, though. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to XML sitemaps here. Now, we are going to exclude a bunch of stuff from the sitemaps, but before I do that, we'll start from the top, actually, here. Let me just start from the top. So we got to keep this box checked. I'm going to come down here, and I'm not going to disable this because this is a blog. If this is a product store, if you're using WooCommerce or something like that, you're going to want to check this. I'm going to move down here. I want to ping these two. I'm going to pass all the post types and exclude all the taxonomies. So I'm going to let them index as media, but where before I'd let them index the categories as the inside of the sitemap, I'm not going to do that anymore. So that's one of the things that we're not doing, is we're not including the sitemaps, the categories inside of the sitemap. So then I'm going to hit save. And then after that's done, I'm going to click on this button here, and I'm going to have that sitemap open in the next page, which is actually trying to open through my Hootsuite, but I don't want it to do that. So let me just copy link address. If you click that, it'll open it up. I have Hootsuite, and I have it as a browser extension. Use it all the time. It's awesome. If you don't have Hootsuite, it's a great way to get social. Okay, so after you've done that, it's gonna open up in a new window. It'll look like that. Okay. So you click on this, and then you get this. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to grab this sitemap.index.xml, just the end of it, not even the slash, and I'm going to come over here to Webmaster Tools, and I'm going to add a site. I should have done this already, but I haven't. Okay, maybe I'll just do that quick. So if you've never added a site to Webmaster Tools or Bing Webmaster Tools, this is how you do it. Okay, so you click you add a site and you add the site, but keep in mind that you got to do them both, even if you don't use them both. So this one I'm going to put in tonyshealth.com. I'm going to continue with that. But then I'm going to put it in as www.tonyshealth.com. Okay? So when you get brought to this page, I'm going to open up my downloads folder here, and I'm going to make sure it's empty, because chances are you may not have done this already. So if you haven't done this already, you should have an empty downloads folder. If you have done this already, if you download this file again, it will put a little 2 beside it, and then it won't work. So make sure your download folder is empty, or you haven't tried to do this before. So I'm going to click on this link right here where it says download this. I'm going to click on this. And if you're using Chrome, it'll ask you if you want to keep it, and you say yes, just keep it. Okay, now I'm going to open this in or show this in the Finder, and I'm going to grab this and I'll put it on the desktop so I know where it is. Then I'm going to go over to the Bing, and I'm going to paste it in here. Again, no www or with a www or without, it's up to you. And I'm going to click add. And it's going to say add a sitemap. This is where we grab this. I'm going to grab that whole URL actually, and I'll paste that into here. And I'm going to add that. Then I'm going to head back over to Webmaster Tools. Oh no, not. I got to go into my cPanel. This is why we open the cPanel. So into the main directory of your cPanel, which is usually public_HTML, if you have several websites inside of your cPanel, it'll be inside of the folder that has your URL on it. And if you're using WordPress, it's wherever the WP admin, WP content, WP includes are. So don't go into any of these folders. Just go up here and click upload. Choose the file. I put it on my desktop, right? And then this googly load blah 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 .html. Put it in there and let this upload. It only takes a second. It's a very small file. I'm going to go back to Webmaster Tools and I'm going to verify that. Okay. Now, before I close this, I'm going to copy this URL. I'm going to hit continue. I'm going to go back to my Webmaster Tools. I'm going to click add a site again. Now I'm going to put the www version. Continue. Now I already have that uploaded, right? So I'm just going to click verify again. See? Now that goes vice versa, right? So if his normal domain is www, then I would just do it the other way around. But either way. After you've done that, hit continue. And now we can select from this drop down here which one. If you're not using the www, then switch. Oops, that's drill. Then switch to it. Now, what I'm going to do is I can see from his website here that he's not using www, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. So I'm not going to use www. What I am going to do is I'm going to click over here where it says no sitemaps, and I'm going to click on these arrows. Now I'm going to click on this add test sitemap. Now this is where I'm going to paste that in there again. So I'm going to go back to here, I'm going to grab that sitemap XML, I'm going to head back to the Webmaster Tools, I'm going to paste it in there. I'm going to make sure there's no spaces in the front or back, and then I'm going to click submit sitemap. It goes really fast, so you just click refresh page. Now here's the little ninja thing, okay? Once you've done that, go in, click on the link by this, and then click this test sitemap. What that's going to do is that's going to force an index of it. So they're going to look at this. Now if you can see, there's 4 entries into this, right? So now if I go back here, nothing yet, close that, I'm going to go back. Oop, that's not the right one. I'm supposed to do this. Resubmit after I do that. Refresh the page. Okay, now I can go back. Okay, they don't like me anymore. Okay, so anyway, after you do that, so you're going to add your sitemap, you're going to test the sitemap, submit the sitemap. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go over here to Fetches Google, right here. And the reason why I'm going to do this right now instead of after I'm done, and I'll show you why. So first one I'm going to do is click Fetch. Now that's it, I'm done. I don't want to try and submit that. Don't be tempted to submit that after it's done. It's going to crawl the site as it is right now, and then it's going to give me the submit to index. Don't click that yet. That's the last thing we're going to do is submit that to the index. All I want to do is I want to click on this and make sure that I'm not getting a 404, 302, no errors. I can see a 200 OK up here at the top. This very top right here, see it's 200 OK. It means the site's working, no problem. Google can see it. There's no blocks. That's it. That's all I need. Okay. So now I'm going to go back to my close some of these. I'm going to leave the cPanel open, leave the Webmaster Tools open, leave all this open, continue. Maybe I'll try and add that again. Okay, let that sit because Bing takes a really long time. Okay, so that's pretty much all we got to do for the WordPress SEO. Next plugin, the all-in-one schema.org or WP Customer Reviews. Now, if you have a lot of services, if you do service-based advertising for, if you operate a service industry type of product, like you sell stuff like a service, then WP Customer Reviews is the one you're going to want to use. If you're selling tangible goods, then the all-in-one schema.org rich snippets are the ones you're going to use. So service-based goes here into the WP Customer, and product-based goes here. Now, I also use the all-in-one schema.org on blogs. Right? So I'm going to copy this, I'm going to go back over to the plugins, I'm going to click Add New, and I'm going to paste it in there. Schema.org. Okay, should be right on top. And again, if you're running service-based stuff, that's the one you're going to want to use. Okay, so I'm going to install that, and I'm not going to cover this because there's lots of help files on how to use that, and it's pretty straightforward to set up. So after we've activated our all-in-one schema.org rich snippets, that's it. I'm not going to touch it again. If you click on settings, you can kind of see what's up, but it doesn't really, these are things that we do on page. It's not something that we do through the main interface of the plugin. Okay, so that's, I just want to get it in there and it's done. So now I'm going to go back to the Add New, I'm going to go back to my list here, and I'm going to grab cookies for comments. This is an anti-spam plugin, which basically what happens is if an auto poster comes to your website and it tries to post a comment, spam comment, it doesn't have a cookie, because it's a bot. It doesn't have a full view download, so it doesn't get a cookie, it doesn't get a comment. So that's why we do this. Now on top of that, I would suggest putting in Akismet. I don't even know what it's called. Akismet. Yeah, you can get a key and whatever. I do it here. Yeah, okay, I'll just do it. Click activate. Whatever. We'll just do it anyway. And it should be under comments, I think. Is it comments or dashboard? I don't remember. I'll just click this, activate your Akismet account. I think if I click that, it doesn't take me off site. Slow internet today. Okay, screw Akismet. Deactivate that. Alright, moving right along. The next plugin we're going to use is called Redirection. What this is going to do is it's going to automatically update the permalink of any posts that you update. So if you were to change the permalink of a post, it will automatically redirect using this plugin. So again, we're going to click Add New. I'm going to type in Redirection. I'm going to hit Search. First one that's on top. I'm going to hit Install. Okay. And again, that's one of those ones you just plug it in and that's it. You don't really have to do anything. Now, if you do affiliate marketing, that's a really great way to put in your email campaign. So let's say, for example, we're doing an affiliate product sell, right? So we're selling something for an affiliate, maybe JVoo or ClickBank or something. So here you have your ClickBank. Let me just get in here, ClickBank. So I'm just going to pretend that this is the final URL, okay? So let me actually get my, just don't put my notepad, but I don't want that one, I want it on. Okay. So here's your affiliate link, right? And when I email somebody, I'm going to put mysite.com/offer, right? So that's really great when you use redirection, because I can grab this URL right here, my final URL. This is what I want them to see. Let me actually grab that, maybe that in front of it. I'll just go like this. So here's my final product, and this is the one I want my customers to see. So I'm going to grab my final URL, copy that, I'm going to open up my redirection. It's inside the Tools menu here, and you can see right down the bottom. So the target URL will eventually be this one, right? Or no, it'll be the source URL. Sorry, my bad. So this is where they're going to click, right? They're going to click onto my site, and they're going to go to this URL, and my site is going to regurgitate and send them out to this one. And then if I add that redirection, it's not going to work, obviously, because this isn't a URL inside of that blog. But it makes the links that you send out, you can make any link, you can take it to your site and then send them out to an affiliate link. It's really handy to do things like that. So I do recommend that plugin, and that's why. Okay, moving right along. No follow for existing or external link. So I'm going to head back over to the plugins. I'm going to click Add New, and I'm going to no follow all my external links that ever generate on my website. No follow for external links. I'm going to click Install Now. Click OK. Activate that. Now all the links that come from my site to another site are all going to be from now on no follow, which is great. It's perfect. It's exactly what I want it to be. Okay, same with SEO friendly images. Just want another one. You just plug it in, you let it go, and you don't really have to do much. SEO friendly images. Google that right on top. Install now. Sure. Yep. Okay. Click the activate. Now there is a little setting inside of here we're going to do quick. I'm going to mouse over this settings and then go down here to SEO friendly images. And you can see here where it says name, title, and then you have title. Now what I'm going to do is, you can see when as soon as I double click it, you can see the big list here. So I'll actually grab that and I'll put it inside of the description. And this is the first one. Wait, maybe I'll do this. Okay, and then the next one. Put that in there and that right there. And we're going to override the default WordPress image title as well. Okay, so you're gonna change it to this, and you can just copy this out of the description, and the title category you're gonna copy that out of the description, and then you're gonna check both of these, and you're gonna hit update. Now what that's going to do is that's going to rename all of the images on any post to the title of the image. It's going to say the name of the image, the title of the image the post or the page. It's going to pull the category if it's a post, and it'll pull any tags that's a post. Okay, and this will pull in, and the title attribute, it'll say the title and the category of the post. So it just throws a whole bunch of great stuff in there. So anyway, okay, moving on. Better WordPress security, again, same one I used before. Add new. Another great plugin. I still have problems with the banning, so there has been a couple of changes on how we set this up as well. I'm gonna click activate here. As soon as it's finished, I'm gonna hit hide here. Okay. So now going back to just refresh this because I know I activated it already. Okay. So anyway, after all this is done, you're going to have this one that says security. Again, I'm going to click that. No thanks, I already have a backup. No thanks, I prefer to do everything myself. Okay, again, don't worry about all the red stuff. We're doing less now even than we did before. Okay, the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to this ban button here. And I'm not going to check this anymore. This is where we were having a lot of problems where it would update every day and it would mess up the htaccess file. So don't click this, but click this and then hit save. Okay, that's it. Now I'm going to go over to the login. They've changed it. I don't know if you remember before. It was like it was 10, 20, 15, 10, I think. But they changed it. Now you don't have to change anything else anymore. That's it. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take out this checkbox that says email me whenever that happens, and I want it'll start emailing you like 15-20 times a day. It's kind of cool to look at the first 2 weeks, but then after the 1000th email you'll want to stop then. And if it keeps sending you can't remember what it is, it's in here, email notifications, uncheck this box under the login of the Better WordPress Security. Okay, easy tweaks. We're not going to do it again. We're changing. A lot of stuff has changed. The way people are getting into the systems these days, again, it's changed a lot. Hence the reason why I'm redoing this. So we're not going to check anything up here. And we've already removed the generator and the manifest from their WordPress SEO, so you don't have to do it again. Okay. Again, you don't necessarily need to do this. If you have no users, it's no point. If you run a blog that have subscriptions or something, then yeah, you're going to want to change these. And I know that we're going to put in an email plugin, so people may be logging in. I don't want them to know that this WordPress is out of date or whatever the case may be. And again, the strong enforcement of the passwords means that it's got to be like 6 characters minimum, one special character, and 1 number. So that's up to you. And that's pretty much it. We don't have to do anything else. Everything else is just fine the way it is. I'm going to hit save. Okay, that's it. Head back over to the list. W3 total cache is next. Plugins, add new, total cache, and install now. Okay. Now you know how I roll. I like to go to something like GTmetrix first, metrics.com, and I like to see how I do. Copy this, activate that. I'm pretty sure it's not going to work yet anyway. Paste it in there, hit go. Okay, once total cache is installed, not a whole lot has changed actually about this plugin, but a couple things have changed, so it may be in your interest to just kind of sit and watch this just this once, and then you can go update yours accordingly. So anyway, under the Performance tab on the left hand side, I'm going to skip the dashboard and head right over to the General Settings. And I'm going to click on the page cache. I'm not going to minify it. I'm not going to cache the database. I'm going to enable the object cache. Browser cache should already be enabled. I'm going to delete anything that's in any of the rest of here. Anything else, I'm going to uncheck this, uncheck that. Okay. So just from the top one more time, page cache is enabled, object cache is enabled, browser cache is enabled, and the rest of them are either cleared or disabled. And then it doesn't really matter where you hit save, just after you're done hit save here. Now, you may have the deploy, allow, something like that. I usually, if you see a button up here that says disable, just disable it. And then hit empty the page cache. Now after that's done, if you click on any of these here, it's going to take you to the appropriate place in this list. It's not going to take you to the page where you can actually change the settings. That list is over here on the left hand side. And the only thing that we're going to need to change after this is the browser cache right here. So I'm going to click that. Okay. Now I'm going to set the expires header. I'm going to set all this, yes, 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 and that's it. Now this is where they've changed things. Okay. So we're going to disable the cookies for static files here. Now again, if you remember watching the other one, everything will update below it after I just do this top one. So I just got to make sure all these ones are checked at the top, except for the preventing the caching, and then a disable cookies for static files. And then I'm going to save all the settings. Now, ooh, that's actually pretty good. 6.37 seconds is actually pretty long. But otherwise, that's awesome. Okay, I'm going to retest that. While that's happening, okay, that's pretty much all we got to do for the browser cache. It's done now. A lot easier than it used to be. Okay, the last one I'm going to put in is the email newsletter plugin. And this coincides with one of the tips that says get emails whenever you can. So I'm going to go and I'm going to type in email newsletter plugin. And I'm going to click install now. Yeah, I'm sure. And activate. Now, this is kind of the point where the noobs, this is about all you're going to do, and you may want to go to, oh, you get me to do it, 35 an hour, and I can modify template files and whatnot for you. But this is kind of the point where, for the most part, you're done. That's all you really got to do. You've just optimized the hell out of your website. There's not a whole lot that's left. Now, having said that, okay, if you feel as though you want to keep going, hi. Okay, then we can keep going. Let me just get rid of this for a second. Okay, well the load time went down, but I think that's because a lot of it was cached files. So this is actually perfect. This is like as best as you can get. If you get 2 Bs here, even a C in the Y slope, as long as you have a B here as a speed grade and better, then you're good. That's all you really need. Okay. I'm going to head back over to the SEO workers, and I'm actually going to retest this in the SEO workers. 6. Okay, now on to the not so easy stuff that you can just plug stuff in and just configure lightly. I can see here with this H1, it says that this particular one, Tony's Health, is an H1 tag. But the reason why I'm saying it may be a little not that easy is because I remember in here where it said H1 tag down at the bottom, H1 tag's not found. Just see if that's changed any. 73 characters for the title. Like I said, we want to limit that to 70, so I'm going to go back and change that. 180 is good. Yeah, see what I mean? I think it's 170 or 150, but you know, it's as long as it says something and it has your keyword in it. So it's got the health blog, it's got the Shackley in it, it's got some other stuff, healthy, productive, you know, another keyword here. So as long as it's got some stuff in it, you should be good. Again, 4 keywords is perfect. That's what they consider perfect. So that's it. Anyway, this is what we did with those 2 check marks inside of the titles in Meta here, right down the bottom, right here. Add no DP, add no dir. I don't even know how to say it, but this is what that's what that is. They're telling you to do that, and we did that, so that's great. Okay. So as far as your keywords go, again, as long as the keywords that are on here are, you got Shackley, healthy kit. See, I don't see health blog in here anywhere, and that's what I want to do right now. Is I want to make sure that I have a health blog on the page a couple times, so that it will optimize for more than just Tony's health blog or Tony's health, right? I want it to be more than that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go and I'm going to open this up look at the home page. I'm going to kind of scroll down and I'm going to see where I can put it on the page here. I'm going to get rid of this form. Maybe that's actually a pretty good spot to do it. So that's where I'll go first. So what I want to do is I'm going to have my cPanel here, but I want to do it through his website because not everybody has cPanel access. So I'm going to go to Themes, and then I'm going to go to Editor, and I'm going to try and find the front page. So the first thing I do is going to put Command F or Command F or Control F, depends on again if you're Mac or PC. And I'm going to type in front. Okay, no front page. Back up and put in index. Okay, so here's the main index, and this is going to control how the front page looks. Can't stand slow websites. Okay, so you can see here if it has the posts, it's going to print the post here. Here's the end while. I can go down and maybe I'll actually do the footer first because like I said, I'm thinking I'm going to replace that one keyword first down the bottom here. Okay, so maybe I'll go to the footer first. So I'm going to Command F, foot. Okay, you can see the footer here. I'm going to go down, here's the credit, I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to type in Tony's health blog. Save that. Back here, I'm just going to refresh to make sure it doesn't look stupid. Tony's health blog, okay. So we've got Tony's health in here a bunch of times. We should see it in here, Tony's health, so it's on there 4. I just put it in there one more time, but I want to put in health blog too. But I want to dilute it a little bit. So I'm going to go back to the home page here and see where else can I do it. Okay, maybe Tony's health blog. Here's one. I can put it in the top of this widget. Okay, head back here. I'm going to go to the widgets. I can see that it's the second one. Sidebar, second one. Tony's health blog. Oops. Okay. Go one more time. Keep looking around. Shapely Journey, Shapely Beer Products, recent. There's another one. Okay. Recent posts. I'm going to change that to. What am I going to change it to? Health blog. You betcha. Because that's right on. That's exactly where I want it. Health blog. Now he's going to probably go back and say, "Well, I don't want it to be health blog. I want it to be health news." Okay, that's fine. So we're just going to go back and change that. Here, I'm going to head back to the SEOworkers.com and I'm going to refetch this because I'm pretty sure that that'll put it on the page enough times that it will actually show up. Again, paste it in here. Number 7, number 7, 8. Now, before I do that, actually, because now that we have the total cache in here, I want to go to the performance and I want to empty all my caches. Now I'll fetch it. While that's working, I'm going to check on this. Momentary issue. Try again later. Okay, maybe I'll take out the URL for this. No, it wants it in there, so. Okay, it's visible. He's just having some problems right now, I guess. There we go. Okay. So, again, we're going to download the Bing. Here we go again. Copy this. Copy link address. You probably don't have Hootsuite again. You won't have the problem. You can just click it and it'll automatically download. I'm going to put this on my desktop. Head back over to my cPanel. I'm already in this directory, and now I'm going to upload that file. Bing auth. Awesome. Verifying. Cool. Hit verify. Good. Okay. Now, after I've submitted, the reason why I wanted to kind of go through this with you as well is because under here with diagnostics and tools, I'm going to click this main thing right here, and then I've actually got an analyzer right here. I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to paste the entire URL. Oops, that's not the right one. Silly goose, what are you doing? Okay, let me go back here. AV analyze. Okay. So far, one error, the description is too long or too short. So it says it's obviously too long. Still too long. Okay. Well, why don't we just go in there and we'll just maybe knock it out a little farther. And the answer is the long, healthy, productive life. There I go. Like that. Okay, whoops. What did I forget to do? Forgot to update the caches, didn't I? Okay, head back here until it loads, hit analyze. Ah, 160. What did I say? I said 150. Okay, let's get out our character count. Right over here. Home. Copy. Character count. Copy that. Paste it in here. Character 117. So, what I'm going to put in here is I'm going to put some totally spelled that wrong. Okay, supplements. Maybe I'll put vitamins. Vitamins and supplements. $144. That's a lot better than it was. I don't think that's too many. Okay. Copy that. Over to SEO workers. Paste it in there. 3, 4. Make sure that I empty all my caches. Go back over here. Hit go. $149. The reason why I want to use this is because, hang on, so let me find it here. Here it is. Okay. So this is what his snippet's going to look like. Now I just have that little bit of space here to fill up. So if you have a little bit of space to fill up and you're not really sure what you want to put in there, you don't want to put in too much stuff, good for you. Don't put in too much stuff. What I would do is I would grab a phone number or an email address and I would put it in there. So right now I'm going to go down and grab his email address. Copy that. Bring it up here. Head to home. Head over here. And I'm going to go like this. But when you do it in the description, always put at like that, because it's going to be easy for a human to see that, but it's not going to be so easy for a bot to be able to put that together. So that's going to make his meta description probably the perfect length. Let's just double check and make sure that it's under 170 or so, because I think that's where it gets truncated, 178. The guy's got a big long name. That's a tough one, isn't it? Okay. Well, maybe I'll leave that to him to rewrite. It takes care of that anyway. So again, with the H1 tags are not found. So, and I think one bit might be why, the reason why I was going to do the homepage editing was because I'm pretty sure that it's using this as the H1 tag, and if he ever replaces this with a logo, then he's going to lose his H1 text, even though it's an alt text or whatever the case may be. So what I would do is I would actually take the H1 out of this and I would move it down and I'd put it above here. So there's lots of different places I could put it, but his H1s are okay, his H2s are okay. Let's have a look back at his source code to make sure that that's good. Source code's looking good. Okay, and responsive. I like this viewport responsive, which basically means if I grab this and I collapse it, it's going to collapse perfectly. That's perfect. Okay. Back over here. Okay, that takes care of that. Oh yeah, the newsletter. That's what I was going to do. Okay, so we're going to find our newsletter here, and then we're going to go. We got to set it up. So we're going to set up the form. I'm going to set up an email first, I guess. Probably be the best idea. Okay, so I'm going to grab his URL. Copy that. And I'm going to paste it in there. It's already got his email there. That's great. Email, that's good. That's good. This is what they're going to get. So after they submit their name, they're going to get a subscription confirmation, and it's going to kick back to them. You know, we've received an email. They want that. Okay, this is good. I'm just going to hit update here. So all I really had to do was just update this one section. Okay, next thing I'm going to go is I'm going to. Okay, hang on a second here. There's an embed that we put, a short code. I'm just trying to find it. Hang on a second here. Let me just have a look in here. Open it up on here. Okay, here it is. So I clicked on this link inside of here to get to this page. And you can see down here it'll say plugin configuration, and then there's a shortcode. But I'm going to put it right into the template file, so it doesn't show up as a shortcode. I want this particular one that says the PHP email show. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to head back over here into the Appearance tab. I'm going to go to the editor. Now, where I'm going to put this, I'm going to Command F or Control F, and I'm going to type in single. Single. Okay. And I'm going to go down here to the single post. And then right underneath the content, before the sidebar. Okay, so I'm going to find, okay, here's the content. Here's the end of the content. Here's the sidebar. Okay, so right after the loop, say end a loop, end while, I'm going to paste that into there. Now what's going to happen is, if I go into one of these posts, and I click on this, what's going to happen is at the bottom of the post, it's going to give the email subscribe down here. So like I said, if you want, you have to put it in on every page. Now you can move it up the page a little bit. Maybe I'll just try and move that up a little bit. Like this, because I want it kind of above the comments, but I don't want it below everything. So I'm going to put it there. And you can play with it and see how it works for you. But you don't want to miss the opportunity to collect an email. Build your list. I think I didn't update. Okay, it's still below there, so I'll just try and move it up a little bit farther. This post content single author box. I'll put it inside of a p tag. Usually if you put something inside of a p tag, it'll force space around it. So let me just actually get some more space around it. I want to make sure I have lots of space. Okay, there we go. That's pretty much exactly what I want to put it. So we make sure that we have an email subscription on every page. Now I'm also going to put it in the sidebar, and there should be a widget for that. So I'm going to go into the widgets, and this is great. Let me see if I can grab that. Is there an email newsletter widget? Look at that. Okay, and I want to put it somewhere in the middle. I don't necessarily want to put it at the bottom. Just dragging and dropping it into there should embed the widget, no problem. Email newsletter. Doesn't have anything below it. It may be because I still haven't set it all up, so maybe I'll set up widget. Newsletter, display, home, yep. Okay. Back over here. I actually rather use MailChimp, but I'm assuming that you don't have some type of other email application. If you do have an email application, then it'd probably be pretty easy for you to do that. So I'm actually going to go over to the widgets, and I'm actually going to take this out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the plugins, and I'm going to click Add New. And I'm actually going to, here, I'll put it in the notes here. I'm going to type in PHP widget. Okay, so I'm going to type in PHP widget. PHP code widget. Here it is. Yeah. Okay. Install. Okay, that's pretty much all I'm going to do. Now, the next thing in line, because there's still lots to do, there's still lots and lots to do, is I'm going to go into the cPanel right now, and right inside the WP content folder, I'm actually going to double click that, and then I'm going to find the uploads folder. I'm going to double click that. In the 2013 folder, what I would do is I'd actually just click that once and then hit compress. Go ahead and compress that. I'm going to hit reload, and then I'm going to have a zip file right here. So I'm actually going to double click that, and that will begin a download. It's not very big, which is great. You see how that plugin install is doing. Okay, activate that. Now I'm going to go back to my widgets. Now I'll have a PHP widget. Somewhere in here, PHP code. I'm going to drag and put that in there now. Now I'm going to take that code that I had for the, where is it? Maybe it's probably in my history. For this, there it is. Grab that and put that inside the widget. And put email. Just to test it, see if it works. Get back over here, hit refresh. Still didn't put it in there. I wonder why that is. That might be a template problem, or it doesn't print twice on a page because I've already printed it here. So okay, that's kind of maybe a limitation of that plugin, which is fine. Like I said, I mean, at least we have it on the page. There's some type of way to get that email subscription on the page. So now that I've downloaded this zip file with all of the images, I know I'm probably bouncing back and forth a little bit, but I kind of do them at multiple times. I'm actually doing them kind of one at a time because I'm doing a demonstration of this. Usually I'd be done by now. Okay, so after you've downloaded the zip file, there's a couple of image compression systems that you can pick up. They're just, for Mac, I use ImageOptim, and open up that. And the thing I like about ImageOptim is I can take entire folders and I can drop it into it. What that's going to do is it's going to go through and it's going to compress all of the images in the entire media library so that they load faster. And you can see it's starting to go here, 8%, 17%, 20% compressions. So while this is doing that, I'm actually going to pause this and go get my second cup of coffee. So now that these are all compressed, I'm going to delete the zip file. I'm going to compress this, and then I'm going to re-upload this into the cPanel. I can actually delete that. Delete, upload, choose that file from my downloads folder, select that, upload. Now while that's uploading, I'm going to go back into the WordPress admin. I'm going to go to one more thing. I'm going to add new. I should actually forgot about this. And this last one is called Smush It. Smush.it. Maybe I'll just grab the Smush It thing, paste it here. Smush. Now what this is going to do is it's going to install a system into the WordPress site that allows the user to compress images in the media library after they've been installed. Okay, I'm sure this is okay, that's done. Okay, I'm going to activate this plugin and back over to here. Click this link to get rid of that. Okay, now I have this. I'm going to extract this and just overwrite that one. Refresh this. I should have a Mac OS X. If you use a Mac, it's a good idea to delete that after you upload that. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Now after I'm done this, the only thing I want to do that's left is I'm going to make sure that it's 755, row across the top, row across the bottom, the one that's on the right for the user. And I'm going to change those permissions. And then I'm going to go in here, I'm going to select this, just to make sure, change permission 755. Okay. Now the last thing I'm going to do, because I've done that, is I'm going to go to the settings here, I'm going to go down to the media, and I'm just going to resave the settings in the media settings as soon as this decides it wants to load. Okay. So it says here, use Smush.upload, and it'll automatically process on upload, so every time that an image gets uploaded, it'll automatically smush it. And of course, this is actually what I came here for, is to make sure that this is what I'm going to resave, so that it makes sure that it goes into the right folder. So I'm going to hit Save Changes. Okay, now going back to the home page of the website, I'm going to right-click this. I'm going to go down to View Page Source. Okay, now the last thing I want to do is, okay, I've done the image compression. Now I'm going to do some script and CSS compression. Okay. Now how we're going to do that is going back into here. I'm going to go to the plugins. I'm going to add new, and I'm going to go to Script Optimizer. Script Optimizer. Grab that. Oh, maybe I'll get the right name. Make sure that that's the right one. JS. Here it is. Okay, so we can grab this. Copy that, bring it over here. I'll put this into the plugin list. Install now. Okay. Now a lot of themes, if they're not written to be compressed, it may foul up the code. So when we're doing this, we just got to keep in mind this is a hit and miss situation. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, we just disable it and go back to the way it was. So what I do is I first check the enable. Leave these two checked, but I usually want to check the strict ordering. So these three will be checked. We're going to combine all the scripts into the two files in the header and the footer. And we are going to use this for plugins. We're going to ignore all the external CSS. We're going to combine them all into one, and we're going to pack it using pack it into one file. And hit save. I'm going to empty the cache. And then I'm going to head back over to the view source first. I'm going to refresh this. It's going to take a minute because it's got to compress all of those files into one. And you can see all the style sheets here, all the text JavaScript's here. You'll see as soon as this thing loads. As soon as it loads, still waiting to load. Okay, now you can see that there's two style sheets here. both in the Spacker cache and the one JavaScript in the Spacker cache. Now I'm going to go back to the home page and refresh this to make sure that it doesn't look all messed up. Okay, so far so good. Fantastic. Okay, and like I said, if you go and look at your page and you got a slider on here and it's messed up, or your menu structure's all messed up, or your drop down menus. I don't know if he's got drop down menus on here. I forgot to look. Actually, I'll go into the appearance and then menus, and I'll just see if to make sure that there's no sub menus inside of this one. So here's his menus. I'm actually just going to do that only to test to make sure that the drop downs are going to work. Go back here, hit this. The Meet Tony will disappear. Should disappear. Oh, forgot. What did I forget? Empty all caches. Empty the cache. Just wait for that to dump. Okay, now I'm going to refresh it. And it didn't do anything. Maybe I'm working with the wrong... that sucks. Let's try that. Okay. And we have an effective drop down here. And that's working. It doesn't seem to look really... That's kind of cool the way that actually does that. I know that's not on purpose, but at least we know it's going to work. So I'll go down here, I'll go back to the menus, and I'll just take that back off the top. Put that back down there, save that. Okay, so that's how we do the script optimization and compression. Now the only thing that's left is the white spaces inside of here, and we call this HTML. Well, this is the HTML, right? And we call that bloat and excessive white space. So basically what we want to do is we want to compress all this down so that there's no white spaces and there's no bloat. And the way we do that is we go back into the performance here, and then we go to general settings. And I know I passed by it the first time, but I needed to make sure that the script's going to work first. So I'm going to go down here to minify, and I'm going to enable the minifier, and I'm going to save that, and then I'm going to go into the actual minify settings here. I'm going to take out the rewrite rule, come down here, and I'm going to minify the HTML, minify this, and I'm going to leave these because I have these compressed. I'm also going to disable this and disable this because they are inside of the Spacker cache right here. So I don't need to compress them. They're already compressed. So the only thing I need to do is compress the HTML. Now after that I'm going to save all the settings, and then I'm going to empty the cache. And if it gives you this error, don't worry about it right now. I'm just going to go back into here and I'm going to refresh. That's fine, I don't need it to. There's actually a setting here that says don't worry about it. Just find it here. Yeah, okay, yeah, minify notification is disabled. Okay, so let me just go back to the home page, refresh that. Okay, now you see all the white spaces are gone, and it's all compressed. So now I got to go back again to the home page to make sure that that didn't mess up the way this is going to look. Refresh this a couple times. Okay, so it looks as though we've successfully minimized all of the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, compressed them, and optimized them. So I'm just going to get into an actual post here to make sure that everything's going to work smoothly. Just give it a minute here. Wow. If you notice your website does this a lot, it slows down and is slow to start, I'd actually recommend going over to purpleturtle.pro and signing up for our hosting. Ridiculously fast and powerful servers. Anyway, hint hint, nudge nudge, wink wink, Tony. Okay. So I can see inside of here, this red blurb here and these little red blotches, that's actually my my browsers. So I can actually, that's me. That's telling me that this is a no follow, which is perfect. That's exactly what I need it to be. All of the outbound links on the page are going to be no follow. So okay. All right, that takes care of the CSS minification, and this is supposed to be minification. And as I said before, no. Anyway, whatever. If you have any problems, you don't have to use it. You know, this is like it's one of those things for site speed. You know, to get the pages to load faster, to minify, to get the bloat out of the code. Once you've done it, it's not something you have to revisit, unless of course you change the theme. Then you're gonna have to revisit it, because not all themes work the same. So okay, hopefully that that shows you guys everything that you're gonna need to do. I should actually probably get rid of this, to optimize the hell out of your WordPress site. If there's any questions that you have or any problems that you run into while you're trying the optimization process, you can feel free to head over to our hub, which is at purpleturtle.pro, and it's a /submit ticket, but there's a link on the homepage. So actually, maybe I'll just go there. So if we go to oh my god, my spelling's terrible today. Purpleturtle.pro, here we go. Right on the front page there's a support, and you can let us know if it worked out or didn't work out. Anyway, I hope that helps, and you guys have a great day. Thank you very much.